I'd like to go ahead and introduce our first reader tonight, who is Patty Dump. Patty currently teaches basic skills writing and creative writing here at the college. She has taught in other venues in past years, including Otterville, the University of Central Missouri in Warrensburg, and Whittier Alternative High School in Sedalia. She calls herself a spare time writer of suspense novels and poetry, and she dedicates her poetry reading tonight to her family. Patty, you're on.
I have 5 poems that that's way too high for me.
Thank you. Yes.
5 poems.
See you. Yeah.
Maybe a little lower. That's even better because my voice picks up that way. I have 5 poems that I want to read, and there are a variety of different stories behind why these particular poems were written. The first one was written after I reacquainted myself with a long-lost friend, and we had been friends in high school, and we used to challenge each other to write all the time, and so our getting back together again was a wonderful opportunity. And it happened to coincide with the day that I got a picture of an eagle, and so that eagle was floating around in my head, and so that this poem came out of those 2 events. It's called Raptor Spirit. It is sort of a parody of Friendship by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Nature's all-powerful spirit, we are tethered as never before. Nothing is more powerful than my belief in our rapport. For your reassuring presence allows my rhymes to soar. Once my steadfast, enthusiastic friend, we never guessed. For neither calm nor thunderous skies threatened us. Each was strong in the belief of the other, without protest. My heart sang, the sky is an open book for you. The clouds are ethereal through you. All things I can imagine through you. After a promise to care for you a lifetime, you shared with me those fathomless eyes. The bonds released, countless moments passed. Unexpectedly unshackled, you shot away after prey. Indifferent, escaping your cares, you ascended into the clouds. Then you were gone, free. Only maddening, disheartening loss descended. My wrist unbound, I searched for another couplet, but found no other who could bring out my verses. Many long years later, out of the gloom, glimmering like a golden ray of old, bursting light parted through dark clouds, in an instant reminding me of your flight. I smiled, recalling words, words, words. Threateningly, a shadow swelled. Confusion. Like a flash of forgotten memory, darkness descended from the shadows. Thus blinded, my wrist rose for protection. Suddenly I flinched in pain, unexpectedly, astonished. You were there. Oh, friend, my guarded height cried, is it truly you? You stare at me with those fathomless eyes. We again are linked, our bond secure. Light-hearted lyrics flow freely and pure. Indifferent, yet bound, our songs will endure. My second poem was written during a very grief-filled moment of my life when my grandmother, Beatrice Smith, died. And so this one's dedicated to her. From a tiny, abandoned seed, she grew and flourished a natural beauty. She learned to pray, filling her spirit with sacred faith and hope. In quiet moments, loving her family, she sang purely to fill her home with peace. Traditional by nature, she did what needed to be done. Slowly, she allowed her family to spread far away. As strong and hopeful and proud as she had been. She was tough despite all that came her way. Through disease, misfortune, and life's hardship, they twisted her body. Her love for her family, though, never wavered. Barely surviving, she overcame the Grim Reaper. His battles to fell her were complex and time-consuming. Her fight to the end was very long and painful, but she endured just to spend a few more minutes with those she loved. Now her spirit survives and resides in those of us who will still flourish because of her strength, faith, hope, and love. Goodbye, Grandma. Your fragrant memory survives. I'm at that age where I can't read with my glasses on now. And this poem I need to read because I just revised it in the last 2 or 3 days, so the words are a little different. This is the one I was working on until about 6:30. It's called A Prayer to the Spinner of Life, and it's dedicated to Art, my father, whom I lost and then found. O Athena, ancient goddess, mother of spinning, who sits immortal at the web of life, always winning. Can you justify where you find the fibers of our being? Are they gross wool threads of the cyclops sheep, or hairs stolen from Jason's hoarded golden fleece, or perhaps the sun silk captured as Apollo sleeps? Who combines the roving? What might the thinner and the twister see? What threads are chosen to make the fabric of what is to be? And then sent to a gambling hall with a wheel bewitched by 3 sisters' knees. Who wins the who wins the softest elements Mother Nature has to offer? Who loses with the coarsest Hephaestus has to proffer? Who is allowed a balance in the primordial coffer? Dearest immortal, how do you judge time? O awful you who is all sublime, do you weave and cleave, unaware of your crime? What immortal slumlord runs factories of workers inhumane? Why do they haphazardly pull from random threads, then destiny spin, break apart, mend and sever again? Why do they play with lives as easily as your arrow flies? Do you not hear the agony of our mortal cries? Do you not see the tears of loss that are shed in our eyes? O great one who resides in the immortal world above, can I bribe you, beg you for a labor of love, more time to spend with those I love? If so, what would the bribe cost me? I would if I could pay. O Athena, dear guardian of the web of life, I pray. More time is my wish on this Valentine's Day. This one I spent all of last week working on because my husband and I celebrated our 36th wedding anniversary on Monday. And so this one's written to him. Our song. Remember when a cappella we played, our notes reaching but beginning to fade? At 10, we began composing our song. We harmonized, crafting a chord so strong, resonating in tune with perfect pitch. We generated melodies so rich, irresistibly tender, slow and low, our passion rising through a great crescendo, vibrating with an eternal refrain, the new score we were able to sustain. Through the ages, we've composed our song with choruses echoing loud and strong. And finally, as you can tell, one of the things that happens in my life a lot is that I meet people and I fall in love with them, friends, male, female, young, old, and then our lives, we part. And this poem was written to my friend Sally the last time I saw her, shortly after our meeting. We met at the Dairy Queen in Warrensburg. And so this one's called Pooh and Tigger at DQ, respectfully to A.A. Milne and Sally. One sensational summer sunny day, you found me doing what all good Tiggers do best. I said, "How you doing, oh bestest buddy?" And you replied, "I have a rumbly in my tummy." So quiet and so slow and quiet, we journeyed, well, as quiet as Tiggers can be, through the dark and scary 100-acre wood to our local DQ just beyond our neighborhood. Patiently you bowed, opened the door, and waited as I, full of joy, bounced straight through the doors, nearly colliding with a boy with 3 cones. After apologizing, we barely touched. It was enough. You softly laughed and I woo-hooed. With much mind-changing, there being no honey, you said tropical, I blizzard. With smiling nods, we agreed. At the first wonderful taste of icy vanilla, soft banana, and crunchy nuts, goosebumps boinged on my arms. These flavors, they make me think. Opposites can be so satisfying, like us. Absolutely, positively splendiferous. We have only a few moments before our ice cream melts, but they are filling, and our tummies won't soon forget.
Reader's Prize, one of our Walmart. Very good. My challenge to everybody who gets a box of hearts tonight is to pull one out and start a poem with it, with whatever it says.